We're visual arts producers. We're based in Newcastle in the northeast of England. We have an almost 30-year history of working with extraordinary artists interested in social and environmental issues. We've always been interested in the space between intercultural dialogue, diversity and internationalism. This city is inherently international in its everyday, the community that lives here, the people who live here. So this idea about how we connect to the rest of the world has been a core part of our practice since we began. Regrounding is an exchange programme that's been supported by the British Council. It's been supported by the Arts Council in England. It's a programme that was developed prior to the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, with the aim of sending 2 UK artists to the Donbass region to consider the environmental impact of industry. And being placed within the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine, this is a huge concern there in terms of the legacy of that Soviet industrialization. But with the full-scale Russian invasion, we had to change our plans. So we flipped the project round so that artists would come from Ukraine to the UK. The relationship with IZOLYATSIA, who are our partners there, started in 2015. I was lucky enough to have a British Council secondment called Canny Creatives to Kiev, where I met our partners there, and indeed Lucy Nychai, who's our current curator-in-residence. The artist, Lucy IZOLYATSIA, came to the UK and tried to understand a little bit more about the post-industrial context of the northeast of England, connecting to what was formerly known as the Mining Institute in Newcastle, but is now known as the Common Room, and with the NewBridge Project, where we are going to now go on to have an exhibition with the artists. And some of the solutions that have come forward in terms of urban community gardens, in terms of nature park spaces. So how do we deal with that industrial legacy here in the northeast, and how do we talk about it? It's so important to cite ourselves within a global context, and the issues that we might have in the UK, in Newcastle, are mirrored in other parts of the world, and we can only draw strength by sharing those experiences. There's also the context of the UK, and we've been through, and I have to say, the trauma of Brexit, which has changed our relationship, not just within Europe, but globally. So it's even more important that we maintain these international relations and understand what that new pathway for international practice might look like for organisations and artists based in the UK. In addition to the importance of working with artists who are in exile, in addition to the importance of highlighting the situation for artists from Ukraine, the Regrounding Project forms part of a necessary move towards a just transition, to think environmentally about what our solutions might be, what our responsibilities are, but to think about it in an equitable way. So the extraordinary thing that artists can do is to take those ideas or those issues or those responses and offer us an alternative way of looking at them. So Regrounding for us forms part of this programme of work going forward, where we are considering these issues around not just social justice but also environmental justice.